Good evening, everyone. This is T-Mac for T-Mac's American Experience. I'll show you my face here. We're about to set out on a hike to explore an area here I haven't done since last year. Because of the bad winter that we've had, I haven't been able to get over here. So we're going to go along the railroad tracks while they're still closed. So these railroad tracks run into the harbor of Conneaut, and during the off season they're closed down and kind of deserted. So, and last year did this. We've had some creepy stuff happen on this. Seen some weird stuff. So if you see something, you hear something, say something. That being said, I'll get to some of the noise. We're on train tracks. So our normal, we're in the background, you can see a highway, the lights, city lights of Conneaut. There in the background, this is both country / isolated, while at the same time right underneath the city. So okay, so we're going to get on to our adventure. It's chilly. It's about 30, about close to that, 35 degrees I think it was. Okay, I'm gonna click on our light here. I have to have some gloves on there, but we got the light. I got it set at half. There's rare cars. This mostly, I just seen a car come down this road, which is odd, probably stalkers, because this road is pretty much still closed off for winter maintenance. No, they do no winter maintenance on it, and the only way able to get there is because the snow mounds have melted. So now I'm able to get back here. So I'll hit the light up higher. I want to check out some of this area on here, and then we're gonna come back the other way. But I want to check this area for wildlife. I am wearing the tactical vest, a little bit easier on my shoulder. Water levels still high and rushing, as you can hear. This is the Conneaut Creek right here. So we're going to come across this bridge, which will just randomly shake, even though it takes trains that weigh tons and tons across it. I'll walk on it and it'll just randomly shake, like the troll is shaking it to get off his bridge. So I wanted to see, though, let's kick this light on, see if we can catch any eye shine back over here. It is dark, it is creepy, and though we've had some warmer weather, we still got these, and you can see on the side over there, those are big ice chunks. And so I'm going to try to both thermal scan. You can see lights in the background there. Those are street lights, and then there's a kayak rental place right over there. So that's what those are. And we'll hit this other side here too. And we're going to try to scan down into these woods here a little bit, up from more of a, I guess you could say, is a safer vantage point on this bridge. See, okay, this bridge is creepy. It does this in the daytime too, because I come onto this in the daytime, and it is weird, makes creaky noises just like that. Now before, down over here, we'd caught some kind of weird creepy figure peeking its head out and then low crawling through the woods. I can't tell what it is, but it looked large and looked bipedal, but I couldn't tell what it was. And I didn't actually notice it in real time last time that happened. One of my astute viewers, you guys are wonderful, and you guys been such a blessing to me, caught it, and it was right over, because it was peeking on one of these trees, like right over here. And now this water, I don't know, we may have the steelhead are running good. They're jumping and splashing in the water too, so we may catch some of that noise. And I tried to go kind of lighter weight with my equipment, at the different kind of tack vest on, so I didn't wear as much gear on, because this thing is a tighter fit, and if I have the heavy coat on, I have to wear the other one. That seems to put a little bit more pressure on my shoulder. I do believe at the point you guys will see this, I already had the Q&A. Told you I do have a torn rotator cuff. However, I mean, with the torn rotator cuff, I still passed the Ohio police firing course. So the torn rotator cuff, but I am still very much lethal and deadly when need to be. Which, by the way, packing the 2 hole punchers, 10 millimeter and the 9 millimeter. I have the 10 millimeter Smith & Wesson loaded with 15 rounds and an extra magazine of 15, and I also have this SAR 9 millimeter loaded with 15 rounds. So I got way more, and I always like to do this when you're planning. You got way more than what I'll need, or should need. Okay, if I have to run through 45 rounds, I'm in real trouble. But so there's some stuff over here that's definitely bothering to me. When you see right over here, people are dumping their trash. Just, I mean, that ticks me off to no end. But this place, for some reason, people feel they have a right to dump all their trash. And I'm not going to put a bunch of that on the camera because, again, it just kind of ticks me off. But this place over here, this is going through Hogs Back. And you got this big hill, and it's kind of like solo, this hill. And there is technically a path on there. It is a heck of a difficult climb to get up there. And I have, outside of my childhood, I used to climb up there all the time. Okay, but outside of my childhood, I've only climbed up there once and about broke my neck. So then we got a high ridge up here. This is a property owner on this side. Now, as we're walking down here, I'm going to preference. We'll go across the road. This valley that we're in here, on this other side that's Hogs Back, and it is mega creepy down that valley at nighttime. A little eerie during the daytime, because you could almost mistake yourself for being like in West Virginia when you go down here, or Southern Ohio, or Pennsylvania, where it's hilly and mountainous. It's kind of what it reminds me of, Hogs Back. That boom there was a train. Again, we're going to hear trains throughout this. That was a train car getting shunted. So if you guys see or hear anything, please drop it in the comments. It was concerning as I seen a car down here, because as I say right now, this road is not heavily traveled. Okay, and we'll end up going over and we'll take a look off of this bridge here and get to some of the stories. You're going to catch some lights of the property owners on this side. This side, there are no houses until we get pretty far down, and then you'll catch the light of houses as we get further into the hike. So with that said, got the Predator collar with me if need be. We're gonna check out some spots here, and we're just gonna kind of hike down here. Now you see, these are all the taconite iron ore pellets that come mostly from either Duluth or Two Harbors, Minnesota, and are delivered down here to the port of Conneaut via the gigantic boats in the harbor, and then shipped by rail car from here down to the steel mills in Pittsburgh. And that's what this line is. Only use is shipping these ore and some stone, limestone and stuff like that down into the Pittsburgh area. Is literally this track's only use. So when the shipping is closed, the shipping off season, which is just now starting back up, but they haven't arrived here in Conneaut yet, this line has no other use, so it's just not used, and not much done to it. I'm catching almost like a sewage smell over here. Shouldn't be. And we got in there. You can see, especially on the thermal, you can see into the woods of Hogs Back very well. And it's a steep ridge. Hogs Back has just historically, in my lifetime, and the hikes I've done back there, been epically creepy. Hogs Back, though, it has some steep and dangerous hills too. We'll eventually get some more hikes in there, but for right now we're gonna try and cover this. We did this last year along the Lonely Tracks, I do believe is what I called it, something like that. We've had a few things. I've caught different thermal hits up here, right up here. So we're gonna get down here a little bit. And you see these ore pellets, man, they will make you slide. You'll slide very easy. Treacherous footing on those. We'll take a gander in to here. There's a little stream. I don't know what its official name is, but we, from our childhood and even to our adulthood, me and my friends always refer to this as Hogs Run. I have no idea if it has any other actual name. To me, it's always been Hogs Run because it runs through Hogs Back. Okay, simple and to the point, right? Okay, not seeing anything there, and you can see like how much elevated the tracks are from below here. So I'm going to try to get back up here and keep on the high ground here. At least, I mean, down here. I mean, I got high ground up here. I see that posted all around here. The signs are saying posted, private property. It's not a big deal. Oh, by the way, it's not a full moon. This is Tuesday night, and I believe it is Friday night is the blood moon. It'll be a full moon with an eclipse, lunar eclipse. That moon will turn blood red, and I don't know, I'll try to see if I can get video of it. But I know it's supposed to be at like 2 something in the morning when it hits its full. So I've done quite a bit of talking, but now I'm just going to try to do a little bit of listening. I'll do some commentary. We'll see what we are able to find down here. There's a couple bridges that I definitely like to take good looks at down here. My thermal is picking up this hillside magnificently. Like there is nothing hiding from me up here on these. Turn this down here a little bit. Don't need it to eat up the battery. But you can already hear that water flowing. This is our first bridge we're coming to. I am trying to check. I see there's some stones up there that are putting off some heat. and I'm just trying to get a good look at everything on this side. And then we're going to head over to the other side. It looks like only stone's putting off heat. Okay, so this one's a little cooler on this side. Train we're hearing's not on these tracks, but we will hear trains probably all throughout the video because we're really close to the other 2 train tracks that run through town. You can see we still got some ice back there. Now, I do believe that's a helicopter I'm hearing too. So, okay, planes/helicopters, trains and automobiles are noise pollution. And why I'm coming across or having a helicopter come over me down here's another mystery. Really is a cool and beautiful area back here. What do you think about setting out on some railroad tracks late at night, solo? Okay, when I do my 6 checks, now I'm giving them a different name, and it's a Gen X movie reference. I'm calling them Crazy Ivans. And if you know the reference, drop that in the comments, okay, if you know the movie. All I can say in the movie is they are hunting for something. Okay. So, if you do know that, you got the clue. Movie from the 80s. They are hunting for something. Obviously, Crazy Ivan would refer to something with the Soviet Union. So there's your hints, clues. Down in this valley, I've seen a lot of deer come through here, raccoons. I had the one where I interrupted a hunt. Something was killing a skunk, of all things. And I happened to come across it, interrupt the hunt, and found the barely living skunk that was on its deathbed there, fatally wounded from some other animal. So, I should have mentioned this before, because we're doing an investigation, exploration. This is a hiking adventure. Okay, we're looking for wildlife, signs of wildlife, especially the predator activity. And we are looking for, on top of that, we're looking for the signs of our Bigfoot Grassman, Ohio Grassman that we call it around here. Okay, the Yeti, Sasquatch, whatever you feel like calling it, a thing that likes to whip rocks at me and push trees over that I've come across. Also in this area too, kind of look out for and have to watch out for possibility of homeless / vagrants / feral people. I'm not, if any of them are over here, I'm not trying to like mess with them or move them. Just noting that they're there for my safety. I gotta switch hands. My left hand's freezing off of me. It is a good thing I brought gloves. Now you can see there's a house up there too. I don't have my light pointing at some of these houses too long. Now, I gotta mention this, because someone wrote a book about living up on top of this hill here, on top of this ridge. They said, you know, this is Hogs Back. And so they titled the book of Life on, I think it was Life on Hogs Back Ridge, or living, or something like that. But it was a book literally about someone who lived up here, their life. Or Hogs Back Hill, I think they called it. It's Hogs Back Hill or Hogs Back Ridge. I'll have to look it up and see if I can like drop it into the description or something. Got our second bridge coming up here. I do want to mention what we're checking out here is this is a down and back. Okay, so we will recover some of the same spots, which could be good for catching animals, as they think I'm past and not coming back, or whatever. They think I'm gone and not coming back. So, but this is a snapshot, just a moment in time here. March 11th, and is it March 11th or March? I think it's March 11th. Okay, yes, March 11th. Okay, so but this area has all there. We got water, so I'm looking at that right now, and we got on the other side, we got water, we got seclusion, we got heavy woods. Okay. This open lane of a not abandoned but not used railroad track, which is just kind of a great highway for traveling, and you're traveling very secluded. Here's our other bridge that I wanted to get a good look at. We'll get a good look into both sides because we're starting to come up to where the house is. Guy, I know the property owner there, his name's Randy. I'm not gonna say his last name, but It's an odd sound that the water's making there. sure if there's a place where I should set off our collar or not. I probably could here. But I know we're going to have the sound of the water that's going to kind of cover or mask up any sounds. So I'm thinking probably not a good spot. We may or may not use it, I don't know. Now, if you look back in there, you see the light on that side. That's Randy's house. Okay, and he's, gosh, literally got one of the creepiest properties in town. So, amazing, but creepy. Last year we didn't have all the snowfall, and I was able to do a few hikes back here. Hear a jet going over top, like I said, part of our noise pollution. So now we have the stream on the right side here. Creepy pine forest over here. And I'm gonna try to get a look through here. We still got some of the sound of that water. It is a little quieter over here, which means I think I could do the predator call thing here. See if we get a response. I think I'll play. I can find a way to find a free hand there to set the light down, which I will turn on the headlamp for this. Turn off the big. Okay. That does take quite a bit of coordination, which I'm not the best at, especially right now, to operate a whole bunch of different equipment at the same time. Okay, so, all right. We're gonna face this way. I think probably the most likely thing in here into the Hogs Back woods. Okay, and we are gonna hit Peter Cottontail. So this is going to be rabbit. This is Cottontail in distress. So rabbit in distress. Okay, I'm going to play this a couple times. So get ready. If you have the volume up, get ready for a loud noise. It's going to be in 3, 2, 1. We'll try that. That was creepy enough, but boy, that sounds good. Echoes pretty good through this little valley too. So again, the only light you're seeing right now is from the house that's up a ways. There's no leaves on the tree, so you can see pretty good through the woods. There's our crazy Ivan, and we're going to hit this again in 3, 2, 1. light. It totally lights out for the moment. Okay. Okay, get the flashlight back on. That's our 6. So we did a whole little 360 spin there. And notice how much that sounds like a baby crying. So often it's said that you'll hear with Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever reports a baby crying. How many of those do you think might possibly be rabbits in distress? Not saying that there isn't a Bigfoot around there. They might be getting the rabbit. But wouldn't that make sense? Because rabbits are pretty much everywhere throughout this country, in Canada, you know, and all around the world where these Bigfoots are sighted. There's rabbits. Okay, that's just something to ponder over. Is the crying something to do with Bigfoot, or is that just an animal? Again, I don't know, because I'd like to say I had the Bigfoot in the basement to study, but I don't. I'm having a weird little floaty thing. I don't know if you can see that. There's a weird thing just floating past me. Almost looked like hair or something like that. Stringy, which is weird. Again, winds are pretty light at 5 miles an hour. And we're going to see, I got some of the houses are showing up on that side with lights. See a car up ahead crossing. They probably get scared when they see my light. My light's brighter than their headlights. And I mean significantly brighter than their headlights. Especially when I crank it all the way up. Like that. Now I am noticing something. For some reason my battery is dying quickly. For some reason it's not charging, and unfortunately I don't have the hands to try and mess with that, so we're gonna roll with it. I do have the PowerTech headlamp and the PowerTech flashlight that we'll roll with if this dies. It's just that this is clunky and it's a pain in the rear end to carry when you're not using it. But as you can see, look at all the leaves gathered up on the tracks there. I had to walk around. I said, we're not, this place, this is not getting any use yet, right now. Ooh, I do have something moving on the hill. It moved behind a tree. Yep, I got something up there on the thermal moving. But I cannot tell what it was. I did pick up an animal. Probably didn't see anything on the main camera. And it took off up the hill. And maybe on the thermal, I'm picking up a heat at the base of this tree, and it may be trying to peek around there, but there's something moving around up there now. He may have kept going up the hill. Try and get a better angle. That is weird, the whole... Did you hear that click just before that whistle? That was the whole railroad like shifted, which I mean, I'm standing on it, but I'm 200 pounds. I shouldn't not be shifting the railroad tracks. Okay, so we do have something alive down here, and I'm trying to get a scan through. Okay, we got a house light over on that side. Up ahead, we got a light too. That's of a railroad box light. And there's a street light at the crossing. So we'll just go up here probably just a little more, and then we'll about face. Probably creeping out that car up going across the tracks. Don't care. Again, the cars, they can only see down this way a little bit as far as animals go, and at night especially. They can't really, not enough to try and interfere with something. This is a crazy Ivan. All right, walk down here a little bit further. Now, I was trying to decide. You got every place where I wanted to go. I haven't been to this one this year yet. It's been over a year since I've been down here to do a hike, so I kind of wanted to cover it, because when you drive through this neighborhood up here, I've gotten deer run in front of me, lots of raccoons, lots of other possums, skunks. And the neighbors that I know up there have said there's bear come up into their backyard frequently, especially in the, the spring, summer, and fall months. I just think this railroad is like a great highway for something large, like for, say, our Bigfoot or Grassman can move from place to place on this very much unused railroad track very peacefully and unseen, especially during hours of darkness. So we're gonna about face, and again, there's several other places I go, I think probably get good activity tonight. A lot of them are places I've already taken you pretty frequently. So I did want to try to throw in something different here. I may kind of be like, may regret it, I may not. That's a CSX train. They move much faster than the Norfolk and Southern. So, but trains are just a way of life here in Conneaut. And these railroad tracks have a lot of epically creepy, and in my instance, I would say awesome property to investigate. Whatever that was on the side of the hill, that may have been trying to come down to investigate. Another thing too, there's been lots of coyotes come running through these neighborhoods too. So this little stream does flow into the Conneaut Creek just up ahead, and this again, a lot of places that we could go. And you're allowed to drop in the comments on this and say you made a bad choice, or no, cool, we like it. I am going to get out to some of the other places, some of the other more regular creepy places here very soon. And again, pretty much all those places will have trains going through them. It's just a Northeast Ohio thing, but especially Conneaut has 3 sets of them. Ooh. I just heard a scream. That's one of the things with the railroad, with the trains going by. You'll get things that will they'll make their sounds when the trains start to go by. I gotta switch hands. The flashlight does keep one hand warm. I keep rotating them. And I got gloves on, but they're not the thickest. I gotta jump around these pile of leaves. Quite honestly, where I was thinking maybe the other side would be more active, because I did catch something over here. I'm kind of feeling like that might be this side, maybe where we'll catch something. My thermal is doing some kind of weird, I don't know if the screen's dirty or if it's having a weird echo. It's the only best way I can describe it. I am seeing kind of a heat echo. And it's kind of still kind of there. I don't know, I'm not understanding this, but my thermal is has almost like a heat cloud. It is moving with the camera, so it's like it's got to be something with the camera. But it's odd, I've never seen it do that before. And it seems like this little heat cloud thing, my little temperature, the heat indicator keeps going to that cloud. It's kind of weird because it's like it's messing up. Man, you can tell like this they haven't really, I don't think they've come by to do any maintenance yet over here. They got to do some work before they got this railroad ready. Yeah, the area where I would really like to blast that collar is on one of the bridges for the streams, but as you can hear, the water it's just too loud. Something can make a pretty loud noise and I probably wouldn't hear it. I just don't know what the deal with my thermal camera is. That's not good. I don't know if there's something smudged on the lens or something. I'll have to clean lenses and everything when I get back. This thermal's definitely taken some abuse on several of these hikes. My equipment is like clickety clacking, like the railroad. Now I'm catching the sounds of the water, but I'd swear I heard almost like maybe a coyote type yip. When we get up to the road, we'll take a look down there into, as a teenager, I was afraid to walk that road at night. I mean, deathly afraid to walk that road at night. So, I think I pretty much avoided that, even as a young adult and everything before I joined the Air Force. I avoided that area at nighttime. Now I do gotta say, I did pick this area too. This was a request. My Oklahoma kids, okay, my production manager, my assistant production manager, Maddie and Addie, also Erica and Hattie, and some of the other ones, Jubilee, they all love the spooky train, spooky kind of abandoned train tracks at night. And they remembered this hike from last year and have asked me multiple times when I was going to go back and check this out. So I do have to say that, especially all you guys, your regulars, that, you know, love you guys. You guys have been just a big help for me. So if you have some areas that you look back through my hikes and you're like, hey man, you haven't been to this area lately, I'd like to see that, feel free, you can put it in the comments of this video, or message me. I got that email, and I'm on Facebook. Put your thoughts in there, because I'm definitely interested in that. I know many of you guys are far away from here, but you still know a lot of the places, that, especially the ones I do solo, the ones that, jeez, in Conneaut. Stepped in that hole. Jeez. My gosh, my nose was fine all day, started running in the evening, and I can't catch up with it. No, I took my Mucinex D about 45 minutes before the hike, so it should be kicked in. I should not be snotty, but for some reason I am. And I appreciate all of you guys putting up with me sniffling through darn near the entire winter. Okay, Crazy Ivan. Heat pillars. Those are just, that's one of the bridges, nothing big. Now, this is March, and March, the temperature is known to yo-yo around. So we got, like, it's below freezing tonight, and we got a couple days in 50s and then 40s, and then we got, the temperature will jump up into the upper 60s and then back down into the 30s, which is murder on my sinuses. Murder on a lot of people's sinuses, I should say. Now, this is an area too where I got my car parked. Man, I gotta tell you, I don't feel safe where my car is parked. I am eager to get back and check on it too. So this little stream flowing through Hogs Back all the way up until, I believe, the early 1930s, was back in Hogs Back here. There was a ice house. It was how the city of Conneaut got their ice. They would put it in cubes and haul it out to people so they could put it in their ice boxes. And this area was key and pivotal for that. Here we are back to our own bridge. have to say, well, I am not what you would call a paranormal hunter. I just seem to run across a whole bunch of it. Unexplained. I've just done a lot of unexplained things. I'm going to use my Forrest Gump line here. A hike with me in the woods is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. You might get rocks. You might get screams. And you might get nothing. Alright, I gotta switch hands. The right hand is about frozen off. It's no bueno. That's starry sky up there. Okay. Let's see how we can. That's like one of the pathways going in there that four-wheelers have made, and it says there's a sign saying do not enter, saying cameras. I know Randy has trail cams back there for sure. I've seen some of them. And I know I haven't talked with Randy for quite a while, so I know he's like working all the time, so I will have to try to get in contact with him again. Ask him what's happened on his property. Man, I have kind of a big heat signature up here. We're gonna light that sucker the heck up. So I'm trying to see, man, I am pinging on a heat signature and I have nothing that I can see to make it. Oh, never mind. Right there. A BFR. BFR stands for Big Freaking Rock. See, that's the military side of me. Everything goes into an acronym. You got BFTs, Big Freaking Trees. BFRs, Big Freaking Rocks. And every now and then, down here in this area, you'll have BFFs, big freaking foots, or feets, whichever way you want to call them. See, we're coming back up to the road. It's hard with that water flowing, because I almost feel like I'm hearing voices coming from this side. But I can't tell with the water noise. And that clinking, that is the tin mill that is clinking. I gotta try to see if I can, in the future here, have that a little more secured. Okay, so we're gonna curve off the tracks. We may take one more look on the bridge here if time merits it. And we're gonna go into just look at, okay, let me turn the light off. Probably just one of the flippin' creepiest little side roads you'd ever want to find. I do believe I shared the story about this, but I'll tell it again because I don't know, it warrants it here. A very dear friend of mine, a very long time friend of mine, in, I believe it was 1985, 1986, right around in there, during a snowstorm. They used to not close this off for winter maintenance. They used to stay open during the winter time. This was one of the reasons they ended up closing it. So my friend, who, very muscular guy, very big, thick, muscular neck, was in the passenger seat when him and his father started coming down the road. I got a vehicle coming down here, which is weird. Again, move out the way. Well, we're gonna put the camera on. I don't know who he is. Someone from, looks like that's a Pennsylvania license plate, I do believe. Okay. So, to my story, they're coming down this hill during a blizzard. Very poor visibility, slippery roads. And when they went to come across this bridge, their truck slid off right here, ran up over the rail, and dropped down here into the water. 15 feet. That's 15 feet height. He was saved because he had this big, thick, muscular neck. His father tragically died in that, and died right here instantly. When he landed, he was dead. My friend kind of got knocked around, dazed and confused. He woke up, he kind of out of it a little bit, woke up, you know, they're on the side, the truck is on its side, on the passenger side. And he tries waking his dad up, realizes his dad is dead. He has to climb out over top of his dad, out of the truck to get out of there, climb out of this little valley and get up the hill to the nearest house for help. Now, that little light there, the house you're in there, that's the new house. That house was not there at that time. It was even further up, and that was in a blizzard. Okay. So this is our stream into Hogs Back, and there's a little, kind of like a little waterfall thing there. Trying to get it to where you can see that good. Okay, so that's what's making so much noise. I'm trying to get a good view without the tree in the middle there. That's literally a hunk of land that broke free. So, epically tragic, and after that event, then they said they needed to plow it more, and then one of the plows tipped over on this road. And after that, they decided it is too dangerous to maintain. Now, if you see here, see how this looks like a road? It's because, yes, it is the old road. It's blocked off now as the old road back to the ice house that I was talking about. Okay, this is all Hogs Back. We'll walk around here a little bit. Hope you like here kind of the story hour, but look at, I mean, we got this bank that's a little ledge, but it goes up higher. We got like 100-foot high cliff, easily, and you're down in this dark valley. This one, I believe I've measured this one here. The solo hill goes up about 90 feet, straight up. And I do want to check, because this is the spot where I was videoing and had the steelhead were in the video. they're a little short of it. You can see them. I come over here and I could see them splashing around in the river. And it does look like they're still there. So, but we'll come down here. I'll try and see if there's anything up there on that ridge line. Because again, I am swearing I'm hearing sounds coming from this side. But I can't tell because of the water. Noise is definitely skewing my hearing. So now I can't even imagine my friend who's had an absolutely amazing life, a very wonderful man. I don't want to mention his name without his permission, but I can't even imagine trying to deal with that, overcome with that for the rest of your life. It's not his fault, obviously, but still he was there. Yeah, I can see our fish over here. So right there, we got a couple of steelhead. These are the same two that I put on the short. There, I think there's kind of like a little hole there. I think they probably got their eggs or something over there. Absolutely amazing. Those are big. Those are, I guess those are probably, they look like they're about 16 inches long. 16 to 18, they'd be keepers if someone caught them. And I'm believing this is probably a male and a female, but I don't know. I'm unfortunately not an expert on these steelhead, also known as they become rainbow trout. And you can see when you get them up, you can see some of their rainbow. They reflect kind of a rainbow color. So very good. I mean, look at how close I can get up to these guys. I am just a few feet from them. So like they could definitely see me. Obviously, I got the light right on them. They're not worried, they're not bothered by me. I was pretty close to them when I was videoing them before. But they look like they're just kicking it. One looks like it has something on the side of it, but I can't tell what it is. So, well, hopefully you like that. Now that crash, I couldn't tell which direction that loud crash just came from. And I do hear a jet going over top of us. We have clear skies tonight. So this is a good night for flying. Clear skies and calm winds. So there you go, the two steelhead, kind of the stars of the show. Here, the stars of the short, and now they've made it into appearance, the same two fish into two videos. We're gonna see if maybe we see any others. Battery's about to go on this flashlight. See that? There we go. Come on, give me some. There, it picked up. I see a little feeder fish right there. Just a little one. I don't see any of the other steelheads back here, just those two. I have in the past come back here and seen like many of them. Now this at one point down here used to be like a make-out spot too, which all I could say of never was mine, I can tell you that, because Hogs Back is where I've had some of the most creepiest encounters back, especially in my teen years. You couldn't have paid me to park my car there. I wouldn't have been in the mood for anything but getting the hell out of here at night. Back then especially, because we literally got chased out of here. We chased out of here twice. Okay. I know I've told some of those stories before, but this is the spot where I've had my first 2 encounters with Bigfoot, or the Grassman, whatever you want to call him. Okay, so, and as you can see now, it still has a creepy feel. I'm just not the same type of person I was back then. I have to say, if I probably would have had a 10mm with me then, we might have a body. Because I probably would have shot with what those things did. How they chase us out, or the aggressive behavior that we got. I'd say definitely would have merited pulling a trigger if I had it. Okay, so you can see the cars over here. We'll go and we'll check on the bridge one more time before we call it a night. This hill too, there's several times homeless people have been up here. I have chased off 3 different homeless people from up here, and in Hogs Back chased a couple out of there too, because it's Metro Parks property there, and halfway through this hill is Metro Parks property. The other half is like the city of Conneaut, the railroad. What I'm on right now is the railroad's property, obviously. So, and if you go over down that path, property is owned by the city. Unfortunately, you can see where people dump their crap. And I do just want to try to look for different lights over here, because we start getting into what's called the homeless area is over here on this opposite side as well. So that's why I say we got to kind of be on the lookout for our vagrants, homeless, feral people, whatever you feel like calling them. I don't care. Jeez almighty, that bridge does that. How the heck could this bridge do that kind of a shiver from little old me compared to a big old train? Let's light this up. Light this area up. See what we got over here. You'd think I weighed 800 pounds the way this thing shakes. Honestly, for what this goes across this bridge, 800 pounds shouldn't shake it. For some reason, 200 does. So we'll go over here to this little thing. We get a reflection off of a glow off of this the bridge. So we'll try to check the side of this hill up here. And down over here again. The thermal really shows the path pretty clear, but I mean you can see it too. But if there's any homeless, they're not up close here. Again, we've got the highway in the background there. So, alrighty. we're gonna head off here and start to call this a beautiful night. Man, clear skies, starry skies. I do believe Uranus is up there. So, it definitely is. I guess that's supposed to be in alignment right now. Okay, I'm making all the jokes myself. Uranus is in alignment tonight, okay? We're trying to not trip going across this. Alrighty. So, drop things in the comments. Know what you think. 'Cause I will release this in the thermal video. Not as many mysteries tonight as I've had in the past. I don't know. Sometimes I think I didn't catch something, I caught a lot. So you just that's why you gotta review all the evidence. And battery's definitely wanting to die. So we're gonna get out of here while we still got the main light. Okay. So remember, drop things in the comments. See something, you hear something, say something. And thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all for joining me on this adventure, this investigation, and exploring this old creepy railroad path here. All right. This is T-Mac for T-Mac's American Experience saying God bless you and have a wonderful evening.